Welcome to the Dynamics Corner podcast, your go-to resource for all things Microsoft Dynamics 365. I'm your host, Kris.
And this is Brad. This episode was recorded on May 8th, 2023. Kris. Here we are back at it once again for another episode of In the Dynamics Corner chair. You know, Kris, there are many conferences and events available for users and members of the community to participate in. You know, it's important to learn a little bit about each of those. And with us today, we had Andrea Riviezzo and Kristen Hosman on to talk with us about their survival guide, as well as talk more about the DynamicsCon live conference that's occurring at the end of May 2023. Welcome to the new studio. What do you think? It's nice, isn't it?
Right? I guess it's great.
Who's echoing?
Kristen's not on mute anymore.
That's so funny.
Let's go to Zoom. I don't like this. Don't blame it on me.
What are you drinking? Well,
you've caused her to drink, Brad.
What are you drinking? We can't even see you.
What do you mean you can't see me? I can see me.
Well, maybe your internet's so poor that it cut it out, but it will record it for the group. Do we have to go to Zoom because Kristen?
We can't use this. This is horrible.
Okay. One moment. I can set up a Zoom. We can start over. Kris, we have to keep this though.
Wait, I
don't have the soundboard there.
We'll keep it. But the echo cancellation, is it turned on for everybody?
The bloopers reel?
Let's just try it again. I'm gonna close out and go back in and see if that helps.
Okay, we'll wait for you. And if needed, I can set up a Zoom quickly. And if I forget what I said, I can hear it when you.
See, the thing is, it says like you can't turn on the echo cancellation when you're recording. So you have to turn it off, stop recording, and then make sure everyone's turns the echo cancellation on.
Yes, but I can turn noise reduction and echo cancellation on for everybody.
Yeah, and I think it prompts. I didn't do anything.
I think it prompts you if you're using a headset or not.
I turned it on for everybody.
Wait.
Hola.
Hello.
Is that better? Oh, it's better.
Much better. I don't hear myself.
Oh yeah, I think it worked.
Yeah. You gotta do a clap, Brad. Clap on that. Do your soundboard.
No. We did have audio.
Nailed it.
We have audio. This is great. Kristen, Andrea, welcome again to the new studio. We did a soft launch previously. Now we did a semi-soft launch because we had some difficulties. But thank you for sticking through the difficulties and joining us. As I had mentioned a moment ago, I was told that we would not be able to handle two individuals from Colorado on this podcast, and I accepted the challenge. And if it goes down, we'll just have to stop it there.
Is that why you like this studio, the sound effects? You're like a DJ over here mixing
this
it?
This is exactly, because, it's my favorite thing is I can even through like, Kris, I can text you something. Or... Wait. I gotta remember everything is. Oh, someone's at the door. Who is it? Let's go see who it is.
Oh, we got a new guest.
Oh, jeez.
Just joining us.
Kristen, welcome. Glad to see that you could join us.
Oh,
it's the platypus. The platypus made it. But this is it. I guess we did come to have a conversation. Andrea, where have you been, by the way? You fell off the face of the earth.
What?
You got pretty quiet.
I have neither seen nor heard from you since like 2021.
That's a lie. Yeah, I got a new job. I've been busier. Like I'm actually working at my
Oh,
job, so it's kind of a bummer.
no, well, it is. Well, I'm glad that you were able to join us. And what we're going to talk about today is the Kristen and Andrea survival guide for the DynamicsCon conference.
I
But
don't
if
know
you,
if you'll survive on my guide, but we'll try.
well, I want to hear about, your tips and tricks for surviving the conference, but also let everybody know a little bit more information about the conference along the way. There are many conferences available for members of the community to participate in. I think they all have a different theme or different topic. Some are more technical, some are more functional, some are a combination of them all. So I wanted to speak with the two of you because you're active within this conference to maybe talk about, again, how to not survive or survive. We can have the compare and contrast, but also to tell, members who listen to this podcast or read it or wherever they hear it, a little bit more about it. So when is the conference?
Like 2 weeks.
But what
May
are the
22nd
specific
to
dates?
the
The specific
25th.
dates. I was like, oh, okay. It's Monday, May 22nd is kind of like the first night of events, but there's nothing happening the day. I think that's supposed to be your travel day. And then it ends Thursday, May 25th. There are sessions on Thursday, May 25th, so I probably do not recommend that you fly out
Are they full
midday
day
for the
sessions
25th
on the 25th, or is it a half day? I know a lot of conferences have half day the last day.
because
Some
nobody
have full
shows
day.
up. In this case, they go until 2:15, so the farewell event is at 2:15.
So it's 2:15 local time. Where is the conference?
It is in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Scottsdale, Arizona. I don't think I've ever been to Scottsdale, Arizona.
It's
And
It's
lots
gonna
of
be
beautiful
hot.
people there.
But sometimes people tell me that Scottsdale gets cold. Is it Scottsdale that gets cold?
Well,
No,
Scottsdale's
that's
right off of Phoenix, so
Flagstaff.
you fly into
That's
Phoenix.
Flagstaff.
Oh, Flagstaff gets cold. Someone told me it snows there. And I was like, it doesn't
Flagstaff.
snow down there. It's the desert.
Yeah, Flagstaff would
Okay.
definitely snow.
See, I'm showing my geography. I know where Arizona is geographically in the country. But the
You just
climate
think of
regions, I'm
there's
not
just
too sure.
sand and that's it, just dry. But Flagstaff,
But I
it
guess
looks
the
like
desert does.
the woods.
The desert does get cold at night because
It does. Yeah, it can.
I guess the sand, cools off quickly when the sun's not beating on it. I guess it keeps it cool. So the conference is May 22nd through May 25th. First day is a half travel day. Last day is probably a 3/4 day. So if you want to depart, if you're going to the East Coast, get a good red eye so you can sleep and wake up on this side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 22nd in the evening, there's a welcome community reception that is going to be outdoors. So it is going to be hot, shorts, dress, t-shirt, whatever you want to wear, plan accordingly.
I would say plan on that for most of the receptions, at least DynamicsCon Live in Texas. Same thing, like all the parties were basically outside that were hosted by DynamicsCon or part of the official DynamicsCon events. Most of them were outside and it was broiling hot. So, I don't know if you've been to conferences, it's very cold inside. They blast the AC and then you get outside and it's 105 degrees. So definitely I would plan on bringing change of clothes.
So is that your tip number one? We're going to see how many tips we can get, right?
Yeah,
So
tip number one, bring different outfits for receptions versus indoor, or bring an indoor jacket so you don't freeze to death.
Okay, bring different outfits for outdoors and indoors. Do you recommend sunblock?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Down in Phoenix at this time?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already just looking at the temperature right now, it's in the 90s there today.
I was just going to say, you said it would be broiling hot. This guy right here, I don't know if you can tell, I have two colors, right? Red and white. And I would be broiling. So I've learned to wear sunblock everywhere. It's red as a lobster. So the conference is at the end of May down in Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, who should attend this concert? So what is the target audience, or what would you say the target audience is for the conference? Is it users? Is it partners? Is it some people new to Business Central, some people looking to learn about Business Central. If you were to sum up who should attend, either one of you can answer.
I think we might have lost Kristen. Or at least she has bad. Oh, you still there? Okay. Do you want to answer first? Or do you want me to answer?
Well, I guess I'll. Gosh. I'll go ahead and answer this one. So Molly and Liz made the announcement last week that they have over 150 registrants. And last year and the year before, I think it was a little bit heavier on like the partner ISV side. This conference is definitely, for users as well. So the content that's going to be presented is Business Central, customer engagement, finance and operations, Dynamics GP, and then also the Power Platform. So there's going to be a lot of information out there that's going to be useful for not only users, new consultants, partners that are looking to get educated as well on some of these different solutions that maybe they don't have an internal expert on as well. And then there are going to be some ISVs there, and also set up kind of like an expo so you can talk to ISVs as well.
Yeah, though I would not consider it like new. So if you're like brand new to NAV BC and you're coming to this conference to learn more about the product, like why should you get it? I would think probably that's a no. I think you probably have to kind of be on one of the platforms, be used to using it, maybe just new that you've implemented, you're already working on it. But if you are not even working in it yet, you might be a little lost.
So your recommendation is for somebody, it's for somebody who is using the application, so they have some familiarity to it, and they can also, as Kristen pointed out, you have a wide breadth. Is it wide breadth, wide depth? What do I say? Chris GPT, what's the answer? Waiting.
What? Wide breadth? Breadth?
See, this is what we have going on over here. Like he's supposed to be the man, to help me out with the quick searches, and he doesn't. So we're just going to have to like, Chris, you there?
I'm behind the counter.
So you have a wide breadth.
I like the platform, but I can't raise my hand, so I'm going to go like this. I will respectfully disagree with what Andrea just said, and here's why. Because Microsoft has recently made an announcement. But Microsoft has recently made an announcement, and we've talked about this in the community, that they're no longer going to be selling any brand new licenses for GP. So there will not be any new implementations in the future. So I would say that if you're on Dynamics GP and you're looking to switch to BC, this is the perfect time for you to come, sit in some BC sessions, get an idea of what the product is about, talk to Andrea, talk to me, talk to other experts that are going to be there, and figure out, is BC a good solution for you, or should you be looking elsewhere? So I would flip the angle on that a little bit.
Okay, so
I can see that.
So I think I like the picture that you painted. So users of an existing ERP application such as GP, which has a known end of life, I guess you could say, should or would benefit from attending the conference and meeting individuals that are using the application, that implement the application, so they can understand what to expect from the conference.
Absolutely.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to boo you for any other reason than
no, he did.
I just wanted to play with the sounds, just to see what I have. I have to put more on here. If you have any ideas of what I could put on here, I'd appreciate it, because Andrea, tell me a joke.
Oh gosh. I don't know if I have any jokes.
That's the one for when we have a big reveal.
Oh, yeah.
The drum. I put that on there. But then this is like for a joke. Kristen, do you have a joke?
No.
I don't know if I'm that funny on the spot like that.
Oh. You guys have been...
I got like kid jokes.
Okay, so we talked about the conference. We feel that it would be, partner community members, user community members, existing Business Central, or maybe migrating from Business Central, and they can come learn about the application. There are a lot of technical tracks for this conference, or is it primarily functional?
I think it's going to be
I
primarily.
mean, you see some of our familiar names. Oh, sorry, go for it, Kristen.
We have a bad leg going on. This Riverside is a bad idea.
It's you.
I can't even see Kristen, so if she's like goes to talk, I don't know. So I'm just like, I assume it's me.
It's Kristen's internet connection because she's lagging on the... She actually has better internet than Chris, and I've never seen this before. This is the first time in the history.
Over here where I'm at, because jeez.
But Kristen usually does well when we talk with her on Zoom, so maybe I don't know. Maybe we just
you guys messed up. It was the wrong app for her.
I know. If we have to, it'd be interesting if we had to decide to switch platforms mid podcast, because that would be difficult. And if I could see you, Kristen, then I know that the video is being recorded, but if we could see you, I could see that you're speaking.
Wait, is the video still going to show her? But like right now, she's like, I'm not even on video. I'm just doing whatever.
But she can see herself, and we will see her.
Okay. As long as she can see herself, because I'm like, oh. She's like, I'm drinking beer. She's like, no one can see me. Bad internet.
Okay.
I just ran a speed test, and I have 13.68 megabytes per second download, and I'm under 1 megabyte for upload. So my internet's sucking today, for sure.
Oh, that's painful.
Wait a second. So we invite you into the new studio. We went through all of this work to set this up. We put up with the new lights. We put in the new audio equipment. The soundboard was, integrated into this like a studio ERP implementation. And she tells us that it's horrible, and then she doesn't even have 1 meg up. Thankfully, with this new studio, Kristen, you will have full quality video and audio for when this podcast is done. I was going to ask you if you wanted to do this live, but apparently
that would have been bad.
Internet, it wouldn't have gone well, because with this new studio we can do a live podcast.
You can edit some stuff.
Well, we could do something live. So your tip number 1 is bring different outfits, including sunblock. What is tip number 2 for the survival guide?
Oh, are we going straight into tips, or do you want to talk about who the programming is for? Like, what's the content?
You were going to answer that question. That's right.
I want to do that, but also get tips in between.
With
so we can see. We're going to do this. We're going to go tip talk.
Okay.
Talk.
So I will say, going back to like if you are new to the conferences, there is a first time attendee session. Unfortunately, they put it on 8 a.m. on a Tuesday. I mean, whew, rough.
Those are the people that haven't been to a conference before.
Right.
So they don't know that they make the mistake that you made on your first conference and go to bed early. You're supposed to stay up late, go out and network.
Exactly. And so I would say tip 2 is definitely do attend the first time attendee reception at 8 a.m. You will get opportunity to meet people, and depending on, I don't know if DynamicsCon is doing it, but sometimes they'll bring in veteran people like directors of good vibes like myself, so you have people that you can kind of meet, or if nothing else, at least you can make a buddy that's also new that you can pal around with.
A conference buddy to navigate through the conference with.
Yep. And like I think the conference buddy is definitely very important. You need a conference buddy.
I think so too. Someone to help you navigate through. Kristen, did you have a comment on the opening new attendee session that's on Tuesday at 8 a.m. local time?
Yes. So myself, along with Bob McAdam, will be hosting that session. And fun fact, that's the only session that I will be up in the front room floor. I'm not speaking for anything else. So to Andrea's point, this is a good way for new attendees to go find a conference buddy. And if someone would like to be my conference buddy, come find me. I would love one.
What am I to you, chopped liver? Are we not conference buddies?
Shoot.
You're gonna find someone new.
She wants only new buddies, guys.
Oh, geez.
Wait. I'm just trying to see the sounds I have, honey. I did go through them before we started recording, so I knew what they were.
Yeah.
Okay, so you recommended attending the first-time attendee, which Kristen will be presenting with Bob at. That is also a good place for the new attendees to find a conference buddy. Now, let's get into some of the other programming that you had mentioned.
Oh, wait, though. The problem with that 8 a.m. session is, Kristen alluded to this earlier, that Monday at 5:30, there is this big party at the Oasis, and it's kind of almost, I think, the big event. So there's always like one like huge kegger, rager event where, you know, people are on stage singing karaoke, TVs are getting broken, you know, the events.
What?
And yeah,
That's
you guys know what I'm talking about.
That's night one?
So I think they put it on a Monday.
Wow.
It's a glow party. They have like a DJ. I think there's like foam. I mean, like 90% of the sponsors, like Stock IQ, iSolutions, Continia, they're sponsoring this party. So I think this is going to be like the bigger event. There is other ones that we'll talk about later, but that's why I was like 8 a.m. the next day for the, like, if people come to this first one, are we getting up at 8 a.m.?
And you're showing up to a glow party with foam.
Right. Oh, I'm not promising the foam. Like, I heard maybe foam, but at least it's a glow party with a DJ.
A glow party with a DJ that may or may not have foam. We're just ad-libbing a little bit.
I know. If there's no foam, Continia, get on it. We're going to need foam.
Okay. Well, maybe we can put in a request to the folks over there to, you know, we have some time now.
Definitely. I mean, I think we could make foam happen.
I'm happy now. But all I do have to say is night one for that big event would not do me well, because I get one night during a conference because it takes me probably 4 to 5 days to recover after a night. So I would be dead the rest of the
You're aging yourself there, Brad.
Listen, you age me all the time. I'm surprised you're paying attention now. Tip number 3, Kristen, what is your tip? We heard a couple from Andrea about, wearing different outfits and attending the first time conference attendee session.
All right. Tip number 3 is make sure to go and ask the experts questions. So if you're an end user and you're coming to this conference for the first time, write all your questions down beforehand so you don't forget anything. And there will be stations located somewhere, not sure yet where, but ask the experts. So if you're looking for BC, you go to the BC, ask the experts. And these are going to be MVPs, could be subject matter experts, consultants, different folks like that are going to be at these stations that you can ask. And it's all free. It's included. So get your questions asked. You don't have to go pay your partner after the fact to get your question asked.
Do you guys play Stump the Expert?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I noticed I wasn't invited to be an Ask the Expert either. So, I don't know. DynamicsCon.
Ouch.
Let me cancel my plane tickets.
Wait a second. Whoa.
Hurt.
No. Okay. So as Kristen had stated, take advantage of the resources that are available. Kristen, I just added a little color to it, but I'll add that you had mentioned to seek out the experts. So you guys have me all tongue-tied today. Seek out the experts, ask them some questions. No, you don't have to play Stump the Expert. That was a little joke. But it is take advantage of the resources and meet the individuals at the conference to learn as much as you can while you're there and have some help with your products. and get in some cases, maybe a different perspective or point of view, because there are usually more than one way, or is usually more than one way to solve something within Business Central, CE, Power Platform, and FNSCM. You said, Kristen, you said FNSCM will be there too, correct? Representative?
F&O.
Or no? Did I miss that? F&O. Got it. So you can, talk with others to get a different point of view perspective and learn from some of their experiences as well. So what else do we have to say there? There's one thing that I always say that we have to do, but I'm going to throw this in for you because of what you're talking about. And I do this constantly. Drink water. Lots of water. Because, if you will be broiling in the sun and you will be sitting inside at a different climate, you will sweat and lose moisture from your body much more than you think you'd realize. And if you're going to have some of those long days learning content and participating, hopefully I'll hear more about some of the events that they have on these nights, but participating in some of these other sessions or late night events, you want to make sure you stay hydrated.
Definitely. And that's going to be like doubly so when it comes to 2024. On top of that.
Whoa,
wait, it's
going there.
Yeah, that's not a secret, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's not,
I thought that was like public knowledge.
Not formally announced yet.
Oh,
right.
why don't we cut that out when you go live?
Yeah, Chris,
We'll blurt
cut
it.
that out.
We'll
Cut
blurt
that
it, and
Cut that
they
out.
can
I
read.
was like, I thought
they
that
can
was
read your
like
lips.
common knowledge, because I heard it.
Well, I'm gonna mark it, but Chris, you have to edit that.
I'll blurt it.
Chris, I
I'll
just
beep
marked
it, and then they'll have to figure out read Andrea's lips.
Well, you got to cut out. And
Yeah, you have to cut out.
yeah, you
Okay.
have to make it so
Just
it's or
bleep
even
both of them.
bleep
So
over and blur her mouth.
There you go.
I
This
don't
delay
want
sucks.
anything given away. Kristen,
So-
can you maybe reconnect? Can you reboot your router or something?
I don't know, but here's what I will say about this is if you scour the internet, you may find where 2024 is going to be located, but it's not
Okay.
been publicly announced yet.
And it may not be publicly announced. And we did edit out where it's going to be, but based on what I just heard, I have to put that on my list of 2024 conferences.
Yep.
Yes,
Because
Absolutely.
I'm staying late. I'll stay a couple days afterwards, and I will explore the area. So
Definitely.
after-
It's worth it.
I think so.
I will be
think so,
there as
too.
well.
That's
That's a good place.
oh, yes. Okay, so what other types of things?
Okay.
It's always a hoot when we have
Andrea, I
all
know
of us
it's like
together.
it's so
But,
fun talking
Andrea,
to you.
yeah, we need to have
I'm
you
a
on
loose
more
cannon.
often.
I'm definitely a wild card. You never know. You never know.
No, well, that's why we won't do a live one with you, and we'll stick to the recording. That way, we can edit out things, and you still do owe me some stuff. I
It's
didn't
on
forget.
my to-do list. I have
But it's
two.
at the bottom.
Yeah,
I have
that.
3 go lives over the next 2 months.
Oh wow, they are keeping you busy.
Yep, and then I'm gone for a week and a half in the Phoenix because we're gonna go down there and stay afterwards for the Grand Canyon. But I have a fun tip. If there's a night that you're not doing anything, there is one of those medieval times down there in Scottsdale.
Scottsdale.
And so you could go to a medieval times dinner, like with the big turkey legs and stuff, the jousting.
Wow, I've never done one of those events, but I've seen them.
I've only done it once when I was a kid in Las Vegas.
Is it the same though?
I don't know. I was at the Excalibur.
Okay, so with the sessions, who presents at the sessions? So we talked about, Kristen had mentioned ask the experts. They're going to be members of the community that are experts, but the sessions that the users or the members or the participants of the conference will attend? Who presents at this conference?
So it definitely.
ISVs?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Brad. No, you're done. You asked the question. Our time now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yep. Hold on. Let me zip my lip.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there. There is definitely a mix. There is definitely a lot of partner-led sessions. You got some of your old familiar faces like Dave Weiser, Andrew Good, Kim Dallowfield, Steve Chinsky. And then there are user-led sessions as well. Like I saw Brian Christensen. I'm not sure if that's how you say his last name. Sorry, Brian. Is it Brian Christensen? Yeah. So that's an end user. And then I saw some other end users. There are a few ISV-led sessions, like I see Mark Hamblin from InsightWorks presenting. So it's kind of a mixed bag, kind of what you'd expect from a conference of this size to have kind of mixed sessions.
Oh, nice. That's good. So you have ISV, partner, and user-led sessions. So you have a good mix of a panel for the presentation and excitement, which is good. Do you have another tip for us? So we have 4 tips already. We need another tip. This is the Andrea Kristen Survival Guide episode for DynamicsCon in Scottsdale, Arizona in May 22nd through May 25th.
Is my audio better?
Your audio is fine. You are a little delayed. Your video is gone.
But that's okay. Keep
we
going.
can switch to Zoom if you think.
All
but
right.
your recording locally would be great.
No worries. So my tip here is to set up a link tree. It would allow, especially for speakers, it allows the speakers to use a QR code and the attendees can scan it and go and see all their socials, connect with them quickly. Personally, Linktree has replaced the good old business cards for conferences. Those are definitely a thing of the past. So set up a Linktree, use the QR code. I have it on the wallpaper of my phone so that people can just scan it and email me right away. But yeah, that's my next tip.
I did interact with you on that.
I've only seen those used for one type of thing.
Yeah, we did. I did interact with you.
Sorry,
Kristen,
Chris.
on that post. No, you're good. I had mentioned about NFC, and if the Linktree is awesome, by the way. I've seen that. I think bio.link has something very similar.
Hold on a second. Hold on. You guys are confusing me. Andrea, where do you see them used? And I want to know what a Linktree is. I know what NFC is.
I mean, it starts with the word only. I see oftentimes, you go onto somebody's Instagram, they're like, check out my Linktree, which takes you to their other more exclusive content pages. So immediately my mind went there and I laughed. I do not have one of those. No link.
I don't have
no Linktree for me.
What is a Linktree? Kristen, can you explain to me what a Linktree is?
Yeah, so Linktree is a website. So linktr.ee. And basically the way that I have it set up is I have a QR code, and when you scan it, it takes you to a website and it lists out all my socials. There's, a link to my website. There's a link to email me, but it's just kind of like a one-stop shop of everything that's out there on me that I want to share with folks.
Okay, so Linktree allows you to have multiple links for your bio, and similar to BioLink, or if somebody has a number of social media locations, you can put it on one place and they can find and contact and connect with you locally. Oh, excuse me, locally. My mind just went south somewhere. I don't even know where it went. It wasn't even in a bad place. It just went into this place where I just lost everything in my head.
Just to touch base on that one, Brad, really quick, because that is a good opportunity for everybody that are going to conferences that, you don't want to carry business cards or anything like that because sometimes they get lost. You can use Linktree, which is awesome. So I appreciate you sharing that, Kristen. BioLink is something that Brad and I have used in the past. And what I've done differently for me, and I think Brad's maybe working on this, is that on your website, you can have a bio page and design it very similar to a Linktree. and we use NFC. So NFC, you can buy these on Amazon. You guys know what NFC cards are, and what you can do is you can customize that NFC card. So all you do is take that NFC card and tap it on someone's phone. It'll take them to Linktree or maybe your website, or you can have different options that you can do. I meant to write that up too for you, Kristen, and I'll do that this week to share how you can do that.
That's something you could do. So I think tip number 5 from Kristen is to set up a Linktree, or to expand upon it, an alternative to having business cards. I do not deal with business cards either. I think having one of those links, and Kristen will put your Linktree in the show notes as well, so that everyone can see, what a Linktree looks like, and also get some information about where to connect with you as well, so that maybe they can reach out to you prior to attending DynamicsCon.
Not sponsored by any of these
to speak with you
software website, by the way.
Oh no, we I'll gladly double my salary for this podcast and all the sponsorship we get to anybody, because you can double a zero is still zero, unless they want to share the costs of break even, then we can do that. So okay, so we have 5 tips so far. We have to keep on moving. I'm going to ask a question though, and it's one of the things you can see where my mind goes. What is the food going to be like? Do we know? Or what historically has the food been like? Because one of the things with these conferences I find, food is important. Is food included for the guests?
Well,
3 meals, 2 meals, 1 meal?
Breakfast, if you make it. And lunch is normally included. They normally have snacks too throughout the day, like soda, a snack station. I think last year I remember being healthy and non-healthy options. And then dinner is typically not provided. So you either want to go out for dinner with people you meet, go to like their receptions. Like there's a software reception on Tuesday, May 23rd. The Stone Ridge is sponsoring. Normally these are pretty heavy appetizers, so sometimes you can get away with just eating that for your food, is going to those reception events. And then sometimes partners do host dinners as well. So I don't know which all partners are hosting dinner. It used to be my personal challenge to crash those, but and I don't know, now that I'm on the partner side, I don't know if it's cool if I roll into other partners' partner dinners and miss my own.
Well, if you're having a partner dinner with your employer, I think that you should attend. But I think the community is changing quite a bit, where everybody should work together. So I think you crashing in the intent of networking with other partners to work with them to implement or to share knowledge about the applications would be great. What are the hours? You mentioned reception, and you mentioned that sometimes partners or ISVs will have healthy appetizers, and then there's breakfast if you make it. What are the hours of the sessions? I always make breakfast. If I had to shower
You always make
afterwards.
breakfast? Oh my gosh.
I always make breakfast. Listen, did you hear what I said? Food. Food is very important to
So
me.
the breakfasts are like 7 to 8 a.m.
Oh, I could do that.
Oh
Easy.
gosh, I have missed them every year.
Really?
Every year.
No.
But I will say, from my experience at DynamicsCon Live, they did go all out for the food. The food is normally sponsored by ISVs or partners, and so it seems to be slightly better quality than I think you've seen at some other events in the past. So
Okay.
I have literally skipped free lunches and just paid for lunch out of my own pocket at some events, but I would say this one, I did not feel that need.
Okay, so there's typically breakfast from 7 till 8. So then you have sessions from 8 until 5, 8 until 6, 8 until 4. And how long are these sessions typically? Are they 45 minutes, an hour? What should somebody expect, or are they different times? I'm asking you all these questions like you're the DynamicsCon
Well,
sponsor,
I do know, but I'll let Kristen answer too, because I feel like I'm just steamrolling her over here.
Well, Kristen seems disgruntled over there because she's not talking. So
I don't know when to
Kristen.
talk. Because right now I'm like talking over you.
No, I think, Kristen, what do we need to do to fix your internet? Fortunately, the recording will be fine if you stick through and allow this to upload afterwards, because it will take it. But do you typically have bad internet?
Yeah, I mean, I have CenturyLink that I pay money to get 40 megabytes speed internet that doesn't work, and I also have Starlink, which isn't the best either. So
Chris can attest to the poor quality of Starlink because that's what he uses, and it's horrible. So, but you can answer the question. You know, Andrea gave you a volley, so we'll wait for you.
okay, yeah. So let me answer that question. So it looks like the sponsored sessions are going to be a little bit shorter than maybe the content sessions. So we have some of the content sessions are an hour long. Some of the sponsor sessions are 30 minutes long. Lunch is going to be an hour long. So yeah, educational sessions, an hour long. Sponsor sessions look like 30 minutes maybe. Some of them could be longer, I guess, depending on what they paid for, what their level is.
Okay.
And it starts at 8, the sessions, and they go until 5, which then kicks into the reception. So that's what I was saying. And it's normally outside. So that's why I was like, bring that second set of clothes in your bag, because even if you're not staying at that hotel on property, you might just want to change and carry around your pants and your dress shirts because you're not going to want to wear those outside.
Wow. So now you have to be like a quick change artist.
Yeah. Well, I think the last session ends at 4:40, so you get 20 minutes in between the two.
And if you the event is at a hotel, so if you're staying in that hotel, you may have enough time to do a quick Superman change up in your room and get back down for the event. And as Kristen had stated, you have ISV sessions and content sessions. The ISV sessions are about 30 minutes, which some people I know may or may not think that going to those sessions, are as informative. But I personally find I'd go to them when I go to conferences because it helps me learn a little bit more about product offerings that are available. And with them being shorter, it's not like a long, I like the shorter ISV sets. Oh, geez. See, we have to just edit this whole thing out, Chris. No, but you can keep that in there. I like the shorter ISV content sessions because I don't feel like I'm sitting there watching an hour advertisement, but I get enough information so that I can learn a little bit about an ISV, their offerings, and their product. And then if I need to, have more information, I can hunt them down and ask questions or, connect with them after the conference. But
Yeah,
those
that's
sessions,
important though, Brad, that it's not meant to be educational. Like if you go to like a VersaPay session, they're not going to teach you how to use VersaPay. Like you're not going to be like walk away configuring that product or expert at it. It is more, oftentimes it's more sales. So definitely read what the content is of the session you're going to so you're not disappointed. And I would say that for all of the sessions, not just the ISV
yes.
ones. Read the description because the last thing you want to do is show up and sit in a session and then walk away and give a bad review because it didn't meet the expectation that you had for that session.
Is that your tip number 6?
Yeah, sure. We'll go for that tip. Read it. And you can always leave. So if you're at a session and it is not meeting your needs, I honestly just get up and go. It's fine. I'll be more offended if I was a speaker and you gave me a bad review because I, did not impart the wisdom that you were hoping to learn. And then even then you got if you pick up 1 or 2 nuggets per session that you attend, you've won. That is good information.
No, I agree. And sometimes these conferences, it's important to, I think, note your sessions too, because to me, it's a big blur at the end. You start off saying, oh, I'm going to remember all this. I'm going to remember all this. So having some way to catalog the sessions that you go to for memory when you go back. Is there an app to track the sessions? Can somebody pre-select their agenda for this conference? I know a lot of conferences I attend, that seems to be, I stick to the food in the app, right? The food is number one. Anybody who's having a conference, at least that I attend, just remember I'm looking for the food. 2 is, someone being able to manage their schedule. Is there a way that they can manage their schedule?
Not through an app right now.
Okay, so you can still use an Excel spreadsheet, OneNote, or something on your phone, and just make a good calendar for that. So
Though I don't feel like they have as many congruent sessions. So like another conference that we know of that like they put like 3 or 4 sessions in the same software at the same time. Where DynamicsCon, it's pretty much like, hey, if you're on BC, you're going to be sitting in this room the entire day. Like this is your room, and you're not really going anyplace else unless you have a need to learn about like the CRM or Power Automate.
Oh, interesting. So the speakers are moving around.
Has a setup.
The speakers don't even really move around. You just kind of stay. So it will like roll from like David Wheat to Alyssa in the same room and Alyssa to Mark without changing rooms, without much else going down.
So for BC and for finance and operations, there's going to be 2 rooms going at the same time for those 2 tracks. For Dynamics GP, you will just be in the same room. For Power Platform, the same room. And then also for...
Oh, yeah, now I see it. I didn't think that was...
And Molly...
I did fail. I didn't see the times. It looked like they were like boom, boom, boom. But you're right. There's 2 sessions going on at the same time.
See, that right there is an emphasis on reading the schedule before you go, right? We just proved that right there. So this is great. This is great. See, one thing I love about this is like we just get together and we do this and we just kind of go with it. But if anybody could see, Chris will edit this nicely and put this together so it looks like one uniform podcast. But Kristen's lagging so bad we can't even see her. So she's typing in the chat and I'm trying to keep up with it. And I don't know if she wants me to read it, to comment on it, or if she wants to say it or what's going on. But
I will say at this point, I'm very frustrated because I don't know when to talk because I have to like start talking when you're talking and then I'm talking over you. But what I wanted to say is Molly just confirmed that they're using Brella on site again, so that yes, there will be an app.
Okay. So there is an app that you can use to track. And Kristen, don't be frustrated. You can talk. Chris will edit out the talking over each other. We'll sound perfect. We'll even pause for you to catch up, to hear us. Pause. I'm pausing. She's not talking.
I don't want to talk anymore.
All right.
I'm done.
She's done. Well, let's talk about the good stuff at the after event.
Yes. Did I just have someone walk off? Kristen, did you walk off?
No, she's saying she won't speak. You just call her name and pause for a minute, and then she'll speak.
Okay. New format. Kristen, what is your tip number 7?
Don't use Riverside ever again.
Only for Kristen.
But he has the fancy soundboard. Sound effects.
No, I don't even know what to do because we have several podcasts scheduled already, and I switched over to using Riverside for those podcasts. And I will be embarrassed if I have to go change it.
I've never had issues with Riverside, and to be honest with you, we used it for DynamicsCon Virtual this last round, and there were quite a few issues with it, not just with me, but also with other speakers, that even when they tried to piece things up for what was presented at DynamicsCon Virtual, there were a lot of issues with the voice not lining up. So I don't know if Riverside is just going bad these days, but it used to be really good. I mean, we used it multiple times for virtual and didn't have any issues until this last time. So I'm not sure. But here, tip number 7, do not pull an all-nighter. I know we've been talking about these nightly receptions. I've pulled many all-nighters at conferences. I do not advise it. I do not recommend it. Do not pull an all-nighter.
So on the other hand, do recommend it.
So wait, you have to say it the way Kristen said it. I respectfully disagree.
Oh, I
with Kristen.
respectfully disagree. This is our Coachella, guys.
Every conference is Coachella for
And
Andrea.
I'm going to tell you now, Kristen is going to be out all night if she wants to or not. So at least until like 2 a.m. Come on. I think going to the events, the receptions, the parties, the official ones, or the unofficial one, which I only know of one unofficial one right now, which is probably Avalara and Sauna. And if you guys have not partied with Avalara before, then you have not partied because they know how to get it down. But so I would say it's a great opportunity to meet people and make a very memorable conference experience for yourselves. And actually, like, the sessions kind of blur together if all you do is sit in the room all day and go to the lunch and then go back to your hotel room. You are definitely missing a huge piece and a huge benefit to these conferences. Okay, maybe you don't need an all-nighter, but at least a 10.
I think you need this. I think sleep is important because you do also want to get something from the sessions.
Yes.
During the day, so the conference runs from May 22nd with the welcome reception at 5:30 p.m. local time. Chris will tell you, I'm struggling to say the hours because I usually use military time. But Tuesday, May 23rd, breakfast, learning starts at 7 a.m. You'll have meals and snacks throughout the day with the final session concluding around 5:15 p.m. Wednesday, May 24th, it starts at 7 a.m., meals and snacks through 4:45. And then there's a community reception as well on May 24th. Thursday, 7 a.m., meals and snacks throughout the day. Conference ends mid-afternoon with enough time to say, see you around. Is there any time for networking? Are there any networking events? And is there an expo hall? Do you know, Kristen?
No official expo hall. If it's set up like it's been done in the past, a lot of the ISVs will have tables kind of in the walkways for you to stop and talk with them at. So
okay.
And definitely don't be scared to stop and talk to the ISVs and the partners sitting out there, even if it's just to figure out what they're doing or to get the free swag. But I was scared my first few times to talk to the ISVs. And then I realized, no way, the ISVs are really fun. So I do recommend stopping by. They're not going to like hold a gun to your head to force you to buy their product before you walk away from their booth or something. So it's at least worth stopping and chatting if it looks even slightly interesting to something that you might need now or in the future.
I always recommend talking with people. I think you should, even at meals, at conferences, if they have lunch or if they have dinner, even if you go with several people, split up and go sit down and talk to somebody new. Like every one of those events, I always try to meet somebody new. It's tough sometimes in the sessions because the speaker is presenting and you want to pay attention. But if there are breaks and people are standing around having a snack, or like you had mentioned at the ISVs, I met a lot of ISVs by stopping at their tables and talking to them and asking questions. And they become good resources, as well as some other individuals that you may sit down with at the table. And I think it's good. So number 8. Number 7, I don't know. I have 2 on here. Don't use Riverside and do not pull an all-nighter. So Kristen gave me like a 7.5, and it's 2 for 7. So I don't know what to call that. So we need number 8. So we have, so where we are right now is bring different outfits, attend the first time session, ask the experts, hydrate, set up a link tree or another link sharing engagement prior to going so that you can distribute that with individuals at the conference instead of a business card. Read and plan your sessions before you go, or read about and plan your sessions before you go, as well as the ISV sessions. And number 7, do not pull an all-nighter. Number 8, what is your other
Talk to people.
Have? Oh, number 8 is talk
right?
to people.
I was like, talk to the booths, talk to others. Don't be shy.
See,
Kristen, I have a question for you.
Okay.
How do you feel about doing a Riverside Live with Andrea, Kris, and I while you're at DynamicsCon?
If the internet is better, I'm game. Maybe we all just get with one camera instead of like multiples.
Well, I am not attending the conference because I have some personal things going on at that time period, or else I would have gone down. But
We'll make
you
it
and
work.
you can install the app on your phone, and we can try it. And Kris, are you going?
I am not. I have an event that I'm going to for a family event, so the same week.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So we will try to do a podcast live from DynamicsCon. That would be. We'll save that to be. Do you want to save that to be our first live, Kris, or we have to do another run?
We should.
We'll do
They
another run
have Kristen and Andrea just walk around.
Yes, I would love to do that. If you could
I'll do that.
Yes. And
Yeah,
we can set up, I'll talk with you after. We'll set up a schedule because you can do it live at the sessions and you can do it live like at some of the after party events. What's the time difference? Is it a 2-hour time difference for me? A 3-hour time difference?
It's mountain time. I think.
Where are you at?
There you go.
I'm on the East Coast.
They're on Phoenix time probably, which
so
sometimes aligns with mountain time and sometimes is an hour behind. Let's see, right? Because it's 2:00 in Denver. It is. No, that was wrong. I was like, that at 1:00 right now.
This will be great if we could do that. Kris, we could just stay on for a couple hours and let Andrea and Kristen just bop in. Well, we have to have time scheduled with them because you can do it from your phone. You can bop in individually or together. It'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah, let me know because I have a microphone
Yeah,
and
like
a little setup on my phone.
Oh, I just asked you, and if you say yes, we're doing it. We'll coordinate.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll take the first shift.
I told you.
The welcome ceremony or the welcome reception. I'll walk around the welcome reception. We can introduce people.
Okay, so Kristen, we got that. Kristen with the welcome
I'll go around
session.
and talk to people. You know me.
Okay, so
but I'm probably not your early morning reporter.
And also, Kristen, can you see me?
Yeah.
Look what has a permanent home in this new studio. Do you see this?
I can only see your face right now, so you're gonna have to like really get it up close to the camera. I'm assuming
put it in front of your face.
Can you only see me?
Oh, there you go. Very cool.
Look at that. This is my Mount Evans Consulting wine tumbler. It's like, I call it a Yeti cup. And, I have the big one that somebody had sent me, and I have the little one that Kristen had sent me. These are great.
I am bringing
for
some of those.
Cold.
I'm going to be bringing some of those to DynamicsCon Live. So if you're watching this and you want a wine cup, come find me.
Look at this. Andrea, do you want one?
I know. I was like, we live near each other. Though we have not been Jeeping. Yeah, but it's about to be Jeep season.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
Jeep season's coming up.
rumor has it 2024 is going to be an exciting Jeep time.
See, that's something big you guys do out there, because I wondered if you did it together, because Andrea, I know you Jeep. Kristen, I see you Jeep. And I didn't know if you would Jeep girls together.
We have. Yeah.
Okay.
Is it called Jeep?
My family seems to be
Jeeping?
like Jeep to go to, is
it called
Jeeping.
Is it called Jeeping or overlanding?
I've never heard of overlanding.
What? You don't know what overlanding
is?
is?
Maybe those are probably people like.
You see that Jeep right there on that mountain? That's what we do. Okay? Overlanding is like down here on the mountain. Jeeping is we're on the cliff.
Jeeping's when you like go through, like, Kris, the steep and the bumpy and the trains. Overlanding's like when you camp at the bottom. What you do with your tent on your truck. Like the flat little ground.
We
we
drive up the mountains.
Jeeping is when you like. Kris, I've seen the stuff you do. It's just like with me with hiking. People are like, oh, I'm going hiking. They think you're walking through a trail in the woods. And I'm like, no, we're going up mountains. Like there's a big difference here. So no, I'm excited now. I got distracted here, but I have Kristen and Andrea for the opening ceremony that night. Chris, we'll have to get this scheduled. And then Andrea's not doing the early morning shift, but Kristen can pop in some. And they'll both work with the welcome committee, not the welcome committee, but some of these ISV sessions, which is good because they're a couple hours behind me and they'll be an hour before you, I believe. So the timing will be great. Wait, no, it's not.
It might be on the same time as Chris.
Same time as me, yeah.
He's Pacific.
Yeah, but they flip.
Yeah,
they
they're
don't.
the same time right now as
that's
Chris.
not
We
good.
spring forward, but they don't. So we get the same time zone during spring.
Yep.
Summer.
You see, this is the problem with this time zone thing. Okay, so if you're doing it at 5 o'clock, that's 8 o'clock. Yeah, my bedtime's at 10, so we have 2 hours. That's good. There'll be enough time to talk with it, and then you guys can just stay on all night. We could just do like a live stream for 5 hours.
I don't know. Andrea is dumb, so.
Listen,
they got
I will get a hold
at
of you.
some point, but definitely, there's no turtle racings out here, so that's gonna be a bummer. But we'll try to make it a fun, good event, and I think you guys will enjoy it. I was like leading the chat, like overlanding it.
Yeah, it's we don't know what to check out. Okay, so we have number 9. It's we have a good. I want to at least have the top 10. I mean, between the 4 of us, we do have to have 10 tips that we can go through before we conclude this recording.
Okay.
And
bring comfortable shoes.
I should have been clapping after each one.
Kristen nailed it.
What'd she say?
She said comfortable shoes.
Oh, I missed that.
Yes, that'd be tip 9.
Tip number 9, wear comfortable shoes because you will be walking around. Even more so when you go to the glow party, you may be doing a little
rave.
There you go. That I want to see pictures of that glow party in the foam. And if we have to reach out to anybody to request foam for all of you, let me know, and I'll give him a call and see if he can make that happen. There might be some rule or something.
There may or may not be foam.
Do you know if there is or not? Just
I don't know if there is.
I
think I made that up. I think I just hopeful that it was a DJ glow foam party.
Okay, so we have number 9, wear comfortable shoes. Number 10, Kristen, do you have a 10? I like calling on Kristen because she's frustrated because of her internet.
I know, for everyone watching this back, they're going to see my face. That's so irritating. Number 10.
I can't wait.
See, you're all laughing and you're like, this is crazy. But number 10, I'm going to say get involved with your local user group afterwards. Like, continue to nurture these relationships, these connections that you have made, and get out there and get involved with the community some way, somehow.
See, that is a great idea because this community is all about relationship building. This is how we, get people to come on and talk with us on the podcast and get involved because you could become a guest on this podcast like Kristen and Andrea, and we'll have to do it where we don't have so many issues. Or some of us don't, but I'm just saying Chris isn't having issues. Andrea's not having issues. I'm not having issues. Oh, wait, Kristen, I have to be nice to you because I'm still waiting to schedule something with you. So I apologize for saying anything. Please. Okay, that rounds out our top 10. The Andrea and Kristen Survival Guide for DynamicsCon Live, which is going to take place in Scottsdale, Arizona from May 22nd through May 25th of 2023. And we have our top 10 to bring it down again. It's bring different outfits because it will be cold inside, hot outside. Attend the first time attendee session so you know what to expect. Possibly hook up with a conference buddy. 3, ask the experts questions. Go out and meet and talk and learn with the experts. 4, hydrate. Drink lots of water. You will be in a different climate potentially, and you'll be running around, and you will lose a lot of fluids. Number 5, set up a link tree. which we will post, Kristen, your link tree in the show notes so people can see what a link tree looks like and also how to get in contact with you. Read and plan your sessions. Don't show up thinking that the session will be what it is. Number 7, do not pull an all-nighter or use Riverside. Number 8, well, all-nighter we'll have to define what that means, but you can stay up late, but don't stay up all night. Number 8, talk to people. Take advantage of these conferences, network, meet people. Number 9, wear comfortable shoes because you'll be walking around having fun. Number 10, get involved. Nurture the relationships that you build at this conference. And that's all I have.
That sounds like it. And at worst, if you get lost or you need information or help, find Kristen and I. We're the director of Good Vibes.
The director of Good Vibes, will you be wearing any special clothing for people to... There she is. Will you be wearing any special clothing for people to see? We'll have gold glitter suits, balloons, hats, tiaras.
I like where your head's at.
Rumor has it.
Kristen, do we need matching like director of Good Vibes sashes or something? So people know.
I mean, maybe. I will be wearing my Doug Community Superhero Award winner cape for most of the...
Wow.
So if you're watching the video, you'll see what it looks like, but you'll be able to find me.
Will you be wearing that cape all 4 days?
Sure, why not?
Oh,
maybe I'll just
excellent.
make a director of Good Vibes. I'll give myself an honorary cape.
Or maybe you should get a shirt. You could get a shirt made. Chris, can you send her a shirt? Have a shirt made? Send her a shirt.
We got like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and then I want a cape. We'll put a cape and I'll hang it up on the back. I should start like collecting things on this shelf. Like I threw various pop figures up there, but I should probably start collecting like conference things or something up there, so that people can see them. But yes. Okay. I was pausing for a moment. Chris, you have to cut that out. We'll mark that too for the awkward pauses. Because we're all looking at each other. Andrea, Kristen, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. It's, as always, it was a pleasure. It was enjoyable. Thank you for participating in the new studio with all the sounds. Look at that. Give a guy a toy and it's all over. No, but seriously, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us. We appreciate you and the time that you took to speak with us and everything else that you do within the community. And I will thank you in advance for doing a live with us on May 22nd at the Opening Expo. I'll have to stay up late that night, but I think I can do it for this. Thank you again.
Thank you both.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure. I'm sad you guys won't be there, but next time. We'll catch you next time.
I'm very sad, very sad. But in the meantime, before we do go, Andrea, how can people get in contact with you to talk about the Director of Good Vibes responsibilities at DynamicsCon, as well as any other Business Central questions they may have?
Probably the best is LinkedIn. There's only one of me. So Andrea Riviezzo, pretty unique name. You'll find me pretty fast. I'd say that's probably the easiest. Otherwise, look for somebody really loud, kind of small, loud person. Probably talking about weightlifting or protein. That's me.
I was going to say you'll be the one deadlifting tables and people and such. So,
but sometimes I do have a party trick like, let me pick you up and carry you. But I probably need to keep it professional. So I don't know how many people will be carrying around.
Next time we're all together, I challenge you to carry Chris above your head across the room.
Oh, I don't know if I could do that.
Give me a piggyback to the next session that I go to. You'll be my ride.
I could do a piggyback above the head. I mean, I don't do Olympic lifting.
We will put a link to your LinkedIn in the show notes so that people can have it directly. Kristen, we will post the link tree in the show notes as well. But how can others get in contact with you to learn more about Business Central, to talk to you potentially more about the conference and being a conference buddy, any other great things that you do?
Yeah, I think the same as Andrea is just find me on LinkedIn. If you're looking for me at the reception the first night, I will be in my blue sequence dress that I wore to the Taylor Swift concert with my cape on. So I should stand out. Hopefully you should be able to find me. But yeah, just
And she'll be
find me
carrying
some way
the
somehow.
phone for the podcast. All right, great. We'll put that in the show notes. Thank you. We appreciate it. Ciao, ciao. Thank you, Kris, for your time for another episode of In the Dynamics Corner Chair. And thank you to our guests for participating.
Thank you, Brad, for your time. It is a wonderful episode of Dynamics Corner Chair. I would also like to thank our guests for joining us. Thank you for all of our listeners tuning in as well. You can find Brad at developerlife.com. That is DVLPRLIFE.com. And you can interact with them via Twitter, DVLPRLIFE. You can also find me at matalino.io, matalino.io. And my Twitter handle is matalino16. And you can see those links down below in the show notes. Again, thank you, everyone. Thank you, and take care.